Yeah, that's the police you can hear outside. I may or may not have forgotten to close a window again, viewers. So just bear with me, as I welcome you to the Cup Series once again. But I'm going to hold the line because I can't be arsed, because I listened to this back in Silverstone in round 3, and it really is just deafening. So hold the line. You're going to have a silent loading screen for a minute because I'm an idiot. To be fair, it is probably warranted police today with all the bloody synagogue stuff going on, so fair enough, but I don't want to hear it. Hello, good evening. Welcome along to the Jackocar Cup Series. Jacko told me to make this a long intro. I didn't plan that, but there you go. That's how you make a long intro. Just, forget to close your windows. Luckily, this loading screen is lasting absolutely forever, because Corey and Jake are refusing to pick tyres for what you can clearly see is Las Vegas. In the daytime. I don't think anyone's ever tried this before, but this is round 6 of season 12. I'm going to do own white, and like I say, I've never seen this track in the daytime. I mean, does anyone like Vegas in the daytime? Every time my parents go there, they always send pictures of it at night time. Does anyone even wake up in the daytime in Vegas? Must be a pretty boring place, but it looks like we're going to get a race in Vegas at daytime, so that'll be completely new for everyone. We've got 16 drivers once again, and we'll have your usual sort of bottom half of the championship qualifying between now and 7 minutes, and then the fast 7 we think it is today rather than fast 9. The day we get a fast 9 will be a very impressive day. We've gone 6 races without it, and it doesn't look like we're going to get it anytime soon. But let's not worry about that until later on. The reason you're not hearing from Jacko yet is because he says he's got a problem with his stats. So I'm just going to wait for him to interrupt me, really, and that'll be my sign that he's finished. So here's Mike Kelterborn out onto the track. Now, as usual, the drivers aren't told what the track is until, in today's case, 2 seconds before they're ready up. Baza was trying to play a bit of sort of chicken with them, and it had me going because I didn't really trust that everyone would unready up on time for Baza to change the track. Initially it was sat on Baku, and oddly enough, when people saw Vegas pop up instead, they were quite disappointed. I quite like Vegas on this game. It's very raceable. There's not really much of a track to talk about. I mean, most of it is flat out, and when you're running effectively 0-0 wins around here, you should be maxing out at your top speed pretty much the whole way around, so it should be exciting to watch qualifying at least, and hopefully in the race as well we'll see plenty of DRSing. Even if you haven't got a setup for this track, it's pretty easy to sort of work out what you need to do. Turn the winds down, probably have a relatively low ride height, and just go for speed. So we'll see if anyone has worked out how a setup works on the F1 game, having only been playing it, most of these guys, for the best part of a decade. Because I don't trust everyone will have setups yet, because no one knows what tracks they're practicing for. But anyway, let's ride on board for our first lap of qualifying here with Ben Harrett in his usual colours for the season. We're not seeing too much in terms of sort of livery variants yet this season. I'm looking forward to seeing what people come up with at some point, but for now everyone seems to be staying relatively with their usual colours. Makes them easy enough to spot anyway as they head round. First DRS zone of the track here for Ben Harrett. I'd be surprised if you see too much racing down here, because it is a long straight, but if you're going from Moose into here and you're part of a DRS train and it goes wrong, you'll get detached from that sort of pack, and then we could see field spread because of stuff like that. Most difficult break zone on the track, this one here, especially if you're not running ABS, because you can lock up very easily, and if you lock up into the chicane there, you will basically lose all the way through to here. And now it's flat out all the way through these slightly frightening curves. I was saying to Jacko before, if you get rear wing damage on this track, you'll have an airplane crash through here. Don't hit that curb too hard, because it will probably have you in the wall, or just in general losing your time, and you don't want to lose any time coming onto this, one of the longest stretches in Formula 1, all the way down the Las Vegas Strip. DRS kicks in only about halfway down there, but it'll if it came at the start, then you're basically guaranteed to have an overtake. So I don't think we want to make it that predictable, so that's why it's a little bit further down. That's not P9 in the wall. I know you can see a turquoise car in the wall, but it's actually Yuri, and he's going to have some cars coming up on him here. I know we're going to be watching a lap time here, but there's another car into the wall of OKK, and he's retired. Yuri's reversing up the track. It's all going off here in what is, I think, officially turn 5? I don't know how they get 4 corners out of the first 2 corners, but I think that's what they actually have that listed on. I need to check it. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. You know what corner it is. It's the third proper corner of the track that OKK and Yuri's gone off at, and somehow reversing all the way round hasn't had Yuri disqualified from the session, so he's gotten a bit lucky there. But Ben Harrett, fastest so far, and Arnaud, he's retired because he won the last race. That's why he's not qualifying today. That's how things work. You win and you don't qualify, Jacko. You sound like you want to talk now.
Hello, I am here. Good evening, viewers. Sorry for the delay. There was a discrepancy on the laps led, which I have, the all-time stats and this season stats, which I have corrected by ignoring and just putting in the correct number that I think is correct. If anybody ever wants to check back through 12 seasons of laps led to make sure I've got everything correct, they are more than welcome to. If they were to do so, Owen, that's 6,292 laps they've got to look back through.
That is a lot of laps.
Going to do that.
That is a lot of laps.
Welcome to Las Vegas. Oh yes.
What do you think about this being
6,000 laps?
Running a daytime? No one's run probably a single lap in their life on this track in the daytime. We were going on about our sort of lap numbers. It's a bizarre looking thing, this, isn't it?
It sure is. And there was a comment from Jake just now in the Twitter chat saying, are we going to restart to make sure it's the correct time? To which I very quickly corrected him and said there is no correct time. This is Jackocar. Monaco at night, Vegas in the day. I guess at some point we could probably go and look at Singapore in the morning. You know, why not? It's not something that bothers me personally. I get where the likes of Jake are coming from, and that it takes away from the spectacle. Vegas at night, it makes a lot of sense. But like Ben Shaw said, let's just run with it, because why not? And it's something different, which season 12 is turning out to be.
Is that your fan on in the background, Jacko?
Yes, it's very hot.
Yeah, you've got a case of me syndrome from the other night. It's weird, it shouldn't be hot anymore. It's October, for goodness sake.
I mean, what is the temperature like outside? Let me just get that up for you. 16 degrees, so I guess it is hot for the time of year.
Yeah, it's a weird one. How dare the weather do this to us? I was on about liveries not changing, but Schmickles, Gareth Hall, he has actually changed. He's into sort of a... I don't even know. Do you know what? It's like a goalkeeper kit is what that looks like to me.
Yeah, it's very something Gareth would go for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like going from Gareth to Bazza. I mean, that's a fantastic looking livery, the Force India. Really, really good stuff from Bazza. It's like Force India when they had loads of sponsors.
Yeah, it's hard to look at that and not see the Irish flag, though, isn't it? Or maybe that's just a me problem.
That's a you problem.
Yeah. Probably get shot if you run that livery in certain parts of the world. But anyway, let's not get bogged down by that. I'm not the one who mentioned it. Let's just say Bazza miscoloured his own flag, and we'll just make it his fault if anyone gets in trouble. Leroy Hasselager, he's gone second fastest. Not really seen much from him this season, have we? But that is, well, it's decently competitive. Nice to see. A lot of cars out on outlaps at the minute. Anyone on a fast? Yuri Hasselager looks to me like he's going relatively quickly. Didn't have a very good first lap. He went off at, I think they call it turn 5, but really it's the third proper corner. And that's where he went off on his outlap as well. That's where KK found the wall on what I think was his outlap. Get the braking run. Very bumpy, very easy to, well, hit the wall. I don't know if Yuri actually is going fast here because he's not using any ERS, or at least if he is, it's he's just saving for the next lap.
You say when he didn't have a very good opening lap, he's not really had a very good opening part of the season. You know, he's taken 9 points from his 3 starts, sits 18th in the championship. he will be aware it's an open championship as well, and you've got people like Flory and Jack Craig and of course Leroy down there who can make a difference. The only other two people behind Yori, coincidentally, on points are Bazza and Robin, and you know they can get a result as well if needed. So hopefully Yori can pull something together. He's only got a handful of races left this season. We're at the halfway point of the regular season, and my God, hasn't it flown by so far?
Only 3 weeks since we started, isn't it?
It's been lovely.
So it's going nice and smoothly, getting the boring stuff out of the way early, and it hasn't even been boring, which is always a bonus.
Yeah.
We're watching Gareth, by the way. I was going to mention Jokers because we haven't got any tonight, but Gareth really was a bit upset about his Joker the other night because he says, as we've been saying all season, it's practically impossible to do one on this game with the way tyre wear is. And I sort of think that that's maybe not the worst thing in the world, because a Joker isn't exactly meant to be easy anyway, and we got to a point where people could quite easily win Jokers in our previous system as Gareth was a bit deep into the final braking zone. If you win a Joker now, you've had to put in basically the drive of your life, and I think that is a much more impressive way of winning a Joker, personally, so I don't know. It is true though what Gareth says, that on a normal race you'll finish basically last on a Joker, but I mean, it just adds a new bit of jeopardy. I mean, if you've picked your Joker for round 16, as Mike Kelterborg goes fastest, which we know a couple of drivers have, haven't they? That could cost them a run at the Championship 5, but that's just their own fault, isn't it? A bit of jeopardy. They'll have to, like I say, give it a drive of their life.
Absolutely. And I was just, as Mike put that lap in, sorry, I was more distracted by that. Going P1, I was thinking that's a bit late, but of course we changed the rules, so that's well within target, and drivers have another 7 seconds to complete that lap. We're not going to see it because of the yellow flags. I don't think there's anyone...
I think we're done,
that is qualifying over for the first part, so yeah, Mike squeezing his lap in there.
But let me actually...
the rest.
Let me see if I can actually find the graphic just before Pete starts his lap, just because the point that we'll make on these Jokers... Oh, I might not have the graphic, actually. Well, Jacko, you probably do have the numbers of who has Jokers late on in the season, because it could have a championship bearing, basically, if they don't know, you know, how difficult a Joker is.
All the, let's call them the Fast 9, plus race winner Arnaud de Greef, all of the Fast guys have picked Jokers for the last part of the season in the playoffs.
Yeah. So that means they're going to have a very hard time winning races.
The only exception... Well, there are no exceptions. That is the rule. The top 9 in the standings are now Johannes, Corey, Casper, Jake, Sullivan, Ben Shaw, Tony and Pete all have Jokers from round 12 onwards, with exception, sorry, to Sullivan Lewis, I've just seen. And he had his round 1. And he ended up finishing... What's that?
He was 13th. Nowhere, was he? Yeah, it didn't work out at all for him. But it doesn't seem to...
It's been fantastic since.
Doesn't seem to work out with anyone. So the point with that is, that'll also make the chase really interesting, because the chase drivers, evidently, are taking theirs early. Not knowing they'll be in the chase, but I mean, some can probably guess they'll be in the chase. It just makes this a whole lot more interesting when we have this mini Championship 4 to decide the chase in round 16, and we'll have drivers on Jokers for then. So, you know, Gareth can complain about how the Joker system works, but I hope we'll see as the season progresses that actually it'll take on a whole new different sort of meaning being on a Joker, and it'll create some good jeopardy for all of the front running drivers. Here's Pete Knighton. He's not a front running driver, but he is in the Fast 9 this week, so I mean, if he wants to become a front running driver, he wants to be qualifying in these slots every week, doesn't he?
Absolutely he does. And we keep saying as well, Owen, hang on, let's just quickly recap. There's 188 races without a win. But he is showing signs of that form coming back. I mean, if you look at his results, he started the season with a DNF, and then he's made it to the top 10 once. But the key to that is it's there. If he can just put it all together, he will be a threat, and he's coming around to complete a lap now, only P4. I look forward to seeing how Pete gets on in the rest of the season as he gets to grips with the game.
Yeah, it's not actually the best lap, that is it, Pete? I mean, we've seen a lot of close run lap times so far. Mike currently top winner of the first half of qualifying, we can call it. But you'd expect some of these faster guys, like Tony coming up now, to start beating those lap times. He's gone up to a 31.8, so Pete does still have some way to go, it looks like. But we've been saying it for years now, if he can just stop crashing, would really just help with the consistency, wouldn't it? And we saw in Silverstone, he was on the front row, facing backwards by the end of the first lap. So he just needs to, hopefully at some point, actually sort himself out with his consistency. But yeah, we'll see how he gets on. Ben Shaw as well. We saw a glimpse of his pace in Miami, although it just didn't. It fizzled out, didn't it? His race, but he was out the front early on. He won his championship here 4 seasons ago, and he's going to get a lovely tow here off Pete Knighton. He may well find himself at the top again here.
Yep, Ben Shaw asked earlier, how many race wins do I have? I said 13, and then he didn't ask for the next stat, but I gave it to him anyway. How many races has it been since I last won? I told him 49. So if he can come back and break a 49 race winless streak, Ben Shaw, where he did it on the big stage in Season 8, he's doing it so far. What a way to break it. And welcome back to Season 12 in Jackocar.
Yeah, so the tow there from Pete very much coming in handy. There's no one really around to help Jake O'Sullivan. Although Jake, it has to be said, he had no pace in Miami on Tuesday. I don't know if it was just a set-up thing or what, but he just never showed up. He was way off in qualifying and even further off in the race. And just realised we've done a double USA, haven't we, this week? Did a double Silverstone last week. We've done a double USA this week. We're running out of tracks to double in, aren't we? So
how very Jackocar of us.
I know. You'd think we'd rigged it, honestly. We'll end up with a double Austria for, the end of the regular season or something. I don't know.
Rounds 9 and 10.
Yeah, give us it. Go on, that'd be a great week, wouldn't it? As we watch Pete Knight, and that's ChatGPT in the bin there. Jack was writing that idea down as we speak.
Yeah.
But
reverse followed by normal, so that we get Austria round 10. Oh.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. We can break our own rules if we want. But here comes Jake O'Sullivan, and yeah, let's hope that this is back to form. I mean, we'll always go on about how he ruins the lead by winning all the time, but I mean, it's actually no fun if he's not at the front in the first place to lose it. And it looks like he will be near the front this week. He's set. Well, you get my point though. What's the point in watching him run around in 7th place all day? There's no fun in that, is there? As he goes up to 2nd place, hopefully he can be competitive from there. PC Hacks coming up next for Casper Klein. We're expecting him to be right up at the sharp end. Minds the wall that he crashed into in Season 8. He successfully avoids it. He can go full steam ahead to the line now. You can see he's going on and off with his overtake, trying to preserve as much energy as possible, and it only gets him to 2nd fastest. So the key at the minute has been that tow that Ben Shaw had on the back of Pete Knighton, as we watch Corey coming up next.
Well, a Ben Shaw pole would put him within 2 of the record, which is Khalifa on 28. But Corey Dalton, who was on pole last race, almost last week, Owen, Corey Dalton chasing pole number 15. Can he do it in that bright yellow machine? This is where he was actually overtaken by Ben Shaw in Season 8. And Ben on his way to a championship that night. Corey gave him no room, but Ben squeezed through. Almost invalidated there from the man from Oxford. Has managed to keep it valid. 1 corner to go then. Still championship-less in Jackocar. Can he do something about that this season?
Nowhere.
Over the line, P5. 1 to go then.
Well, that's it. We've got no Johannes.
No, because there's no Johannes. Yeah, that is it. Ben Shaw on pole, number 26.
It has to be said, Corey did hit the curb really hard going through that last braking zone. That might have cost him a run at Tony, but it didn't look like he was getting anywhere near Ben Shaw's pace. And so, yes, the tow helped him, but Ben Shaw, where he won his title, starting from the front, needs to stop that losing streak reaching 50, doesn't he? That would be it's just never a record you want to have, is it? And also that puts into perspective just how big Pete's 188 is, isn't, you know, it's just, we're talking 4 seasons ago for Ben Shaw's title and all the rest of it. Pete Knighton, 11 seasons since he last won a race, 11 seasons since he won the title, so he really does need to get. I think if we feed these, I say that, we've been doing it for the last 2 or 3 seasons, if we keep feeding him the numbers, he might finally clock it and, you know, win, but I don't know, just nothing we do seems to get him up to the front.
No, and we're always so encouraging of Pete. As for Ben Shaw, you say he needs to not get to 50 without a win. This is his last opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to win this.
Yeah. Like I say, what better place to do it than where he won his championship, Owen, 2 years ago. There's your order, Ben Shaw on pole.
I might be having a bit of brain fade, but we may not have actually watched Sullivan Lewis on his lap. I haven't got the results on my screen because I've got a black screen.
Tony either.
No, we caught Tony, but we definitely didn't catch Sullivan, I don't think. We'll have to explain his day, won't we, on Tuesday, but I think he qualified 8th. I can't see it on my screen. I've just got a black screen, which is, thanks Codemasters. Could really have done with seeing that order, but oh well. But yes, he won the race by 46 seconds on Tuesday, but it's because the game decided that at the end of lap, it is night time. At the end of lap 23, that he would suddenly just advance 2 laps at once, and he set a 13-second lap. Don't know how the game worked out that, but basically it meant that he gained a lap that he shouldn't have gained, so that's why he won the race by as much as he did. I think he actually ended up finishing 8th or 9th in the end, and it was Arnaud who won the race, but it was a weird one for Sully.
Do you know as well, Mike slowed down because he had blue flags, even though Sully was behind, in position. Mike was given the position back due to a game error.
Yeah, the thing is, because if he had ignored that, the game would have given him a penalty as well, wouldn't it? So I suppose, yeah. It would have just been.
We deemed it fair, so that's what we all agreed with. And Mike didn't know anything of it. He's like, "Oh, thanks, free position." So that point, by the way, was crucial to Mike. It must be said, because it actually put him up 2 positions in the standings to 19th. Sorry, not 19th, to 12th. Otherwise, he would have been sat in 14th.
Yeah,
cut-off line. Go on, Owen.
I was going to say, I keep trying to imagine that. Did he really see Sullivan Lewis come past in first place and not question it? I would have questioned it. No offense to Sully, but I would have been keeping an eye on the race, and him suddenly popping up in the lead with no safety cars would have been setting off all sorts of alarm bells to me. I wonder what he must have been thinking seeing that happen.
As far as the standings go, so I mentioned them. No Chris Waits here. He sits P10 in the standings on 29 points. Ben Harrett is 11th on 27, so the cut line is 2 points. However, with the lack of Chris here, and also no Johannes, I think you're going to see a lot of these drivers sort of like 11th to 15th, which is Ben Harrett, Mike Gareth, OKK Ways, just lift themselves up and make that cut line a little bit closer. So you could see drivers fighting for the playoffs when they don't really want to be there. They would all much rather be in the chase. Of course, as we said a couple of weeks ago, the new chase system is not as easy as it has been for the last 11 seasons.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you do want to be. I don't think you do want to be in the chase with at all with the sort of. How do you even describe it? It's like it is just a mini Championship 5, but it's I wouldn't want to do it. Imagine falling short on a Championship 4 before even Championship 5. That just invalidates you completely for the main event. You'd feel so deflated, I think.
Yeah. And that's going back to Jackocar of old, where when everyone cared.
Well, yeah.
But I think it's a lot harder, both playoff and chase. It's a lot harder to get the job done now, especially with eliminations near enough every single race. So if you have one bad race and not enough playoff points to carry you through, you're gone, and you might be the fastest driver.
And it's important to have these eliminations, particularly for the chase, because it's taken us a very long time to work out the best way of stopping. I say us. I've had no involvement in this, but we always say in the commentary box for the last 11 seasons, we've got to find a way to stop people deliberately going down to the chase. because they always seem to think it's easier than going through the playoffs. But I think we've cracked it with this one.
It's only taken 6 years.
This is it, yeah. It's taken time, but it is it's a difficult thing to do because someone always thinks they're smarter than somewhere else, and when it comes to this sort of thing, and we could end up being proven completely wrong. We could end up seeing someone drop down and dominate it, but I doubt it. We've seen how many times a Championship 5 has come down not to chance, but being the best on one day. Sometimes you just can't predict what your rivals are going to do, and safety cars, red flags, all the rest of it. We did have red flags on actually the other day. I don't know if they're still on now. We were discussing why they weren't on, but they seemed to be on last week. Or on Tuesday,
because
I should
they're
say.
Not on, but they shouldn't be on, but who knows. Anyway, there were some errors on Tuesday. All I'm going to add to that final bit of conversation there is I'm thoroughly excited for the postseason. As ever, the regular season is a bit of a formality, but with a new format, I'm so here for it. And another note, it's just so iconic to see Ben Shaw ahead of Casper Klein here in Las Vegas. It's poetry, isn't it?
I fear,
that famous night 2 years ago.
I just fear what happens as well, because Jake's right behind them as well. Just Corey's up there. Tony again. I'm hoping he's got pace this week because it's a great top 5
through from the back.
Yep, the specialist, isn't he?
That'll be exciting.
Coming through from the back. Yeah. He's on the hards. He's going to go long, and hopefully he can keep his nose clean on the start of this race. But we got 5 red lights ahead of Ben Shaw. Very short run to turn 1. Boogity boogity boogity. Let's go racing. And Casper's had the best start. He's into the lead already, and that's as good as you'd ever want it. And oh no, Jake's hit Ben Shaw, and we've got a bit of a pile up. And I tell you what, that was Corey and it's still going. Corey and Mike Kelterborn coming together there, and as half the grid's got front wings messaging, I really could do a safety car for this. As Corey gets a penalty, there's debris everywhere. We could have punctures and all sorts, and I mean, there'll be less people without damage than with damage at this point. But that was Jake hitting the side of Ben Shaw, wasn't it? And then poor old Mike Kelterborn.
Into turn 1.
Poor old Mike Kelterborn. I think he was up to 4th or 5th place by that point, and ended up gaining. And that's Yuri into the wall now as well. And we had Gareth cutting the corner, and that's such a mess of a lap. I wonder how many we're going to see into the pits, because this is difficult to work out who's not got damage. So Yuri's got damage, Corey's got damage, Michael Okeke has damage, Arnold has damage, Leroy doesn't. That's good for him. Baza does. Pete Knighton, hard to tell, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he does. And Waste does.
So rude, Owen.
Sorry, it's true, though, isn't it? Waste does.
Yeah.
Risky does. If Gareth hadn't cut that corner, he does as well. Okay, right. Everyone has damage apart from Ben Shaw, Ben Harrod,
Pete Knighton and Waze. Wow. Turned him sideways through the chicane.
We've got side by side between Tony and Jake. So the top 5, I think, haven't got damage, but everyone else down there, basically from waist down in the pits at the minute, just disaster that we haven't had a safety car for that. I've never seen such an enormous amount of damage done in one incident and no safety car for it. I know no one retired, but the track's littered with debris.
Sure is. Waze and Pete absolutely going at it for P7, by the way. This has fireworks.
Oh, Arnold.
Back comes Waze then.
Arnold's in the middle of all 3 of them. Wow. No, and now Leroy has got damage because he's hit the wall very hard. I mean, they're all going to have to goal behind for a safety car now, but one of them's going to be the one that causes it at this rate. Yellows again.
It has been, a safety car, isn't it? Oh no, it's Corey recovering from the pit lane. It has been particularly scruffy, the opening part of this race, but
it's the messiest start we've ever had. The messiest start we've ever had. There's no way we've ever had this many cars have damage. Only 5 cars haven't got damage. It's lap 2.
Season. Yeah, but this season they've all been really good, like clean.
And it was
really good in the one hub sense.
It was all Jake O'Sullivan's fault as well.
And you were saying we wanted him up the front. Not after that.
Well, exactly. Yeah, well,
maybe we do.
Well,
we need a safety car to go with it here. Oh, now.
Yeah. He should get through, but I mean, will they get the car stopped? all these guys had to readjust their braking points, because when you haven't got a front wing on the car, you're not going to slow down as quickly, obviously. So just got to be careful, because there's concrete walls everywhere here. And they keep going. I hate to say it, but this race is kind of ruined by a safety car. Just the whole field has been taken out of contention here. And Casper's dominating 3 seconds ahead. We might have to throw the book here at Jake O'Sullivan here.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't believe he didn't get damage for that.
3 seconds.
Cannot believe he didn't even get damage for it. He completely gets away with it, does Jake O'Sullivan. And I mean, Arnold, in fairness to him, right, despite being involved in all that, he still had to get through it all, and he's made 9 places, so if he gets a safety car, he'll be able to take some advantage. But Yuri's holding just an enormous amount of cars right on him. Okay, that looked like more than 2. I don't know why I thought that was more than 2. Sorry. I was about to get really excited.
I was like, it's only 1? Oh, he's not having a good day. Oh.
I understand that this is him learning no traction, which is why he keeps doing this, but it's very evidently difficult for him.
Does he have floor damage, though, from that incident earlier?
Well, this is the thing, that's what I thought as Jake comes alongside Tony and gets him, and then we've got the 2 Bens going for it. Ben Shaw ahead at the moment of Ben Harrett, but this could continue as they head through to the final corner. But like I say, we thought it was floor/wing damage with Yuri and Silverstone, but it was actually, from what I can tell, it was actually him just struggling with no traction. I think he said it in the chat afterwards, so that's why I'm saying this could just be more of that. And look at this, Pete up into 7. That's because Arnold has pitted end of lap 3. New front win for him, but I mean, this is the last thing you want to have happen when you start the race on the hards. He's going to have to go to another set of the hards. So he's gone for the harder option there on the tyre select screen, sort of anticipating this sort of thing happening. So it's quite smart, I suppose. But still not ideal. But it's a first pit stop, a first mandatory pit stop out of the way.
Yeah. So I'm just on board with Tony, like just assessing his race. He wasn't involved in any accidents in the first 4 laps of this race, but his car looks just awful to drive. He's struggling to keep it in P3. I expect Ben Shaw to catch him up because he is much more planted. He has managed to get away over a second from Ben Harrett behind as well. So Ben Shaw probably looking the best out of everybody else who is not Casper and Jake. Casper in a league of his own, because he's going to come around and lead his 4th lap this race. The race winner from this time last week when we did Silverstone. So
just trying to see what other fights there are on the track. We've got Baza on the back of Pete Knight, and this could be good. They do both have damage, so it's not exactly an equal fight because Pete has more damage, but still they're not both on top form as we start lap 5 with these guys. So the thing is, if they can just hang in there and they get a safety car and they're back in play, because they're not sort of blowing things on their strategies, especially if you're Mike Keltborn, for instance, if he can just stay on his own, and Arna, I suppose, I mean, they'll have made 1 mandatory stop already, so it's not the end of the world, but they need help. They do need the safety car help. So it's who wants to sacrifice themselves, essentially, for this, is what I'm asking, because we've got absolutely nothing going on at the minute apart from a fight for P7, and it's all Jake O'Sullivan's fault.
And he's a man who loves the rule book. He's going to love it when we ram it down his throat.
You just know he's going to blame it on Ben as well. You just know Ben's going to get the blame for this as well. Oh, he turned into me. Oh, you should have let me through. Oh, I'm better than you know, all the rest of it. And just, ugh.
Ben's start was not the best.
Oh, it was rubbish, but that's not the point.
Jake locked up. It's not Ben's fault. Casper didn't hit him on the way through into P1, did he?
Exactly. He well, as you said, was pretty much ahead as soon as the lights went out, but, you know, still, Ben didn't then launch it back up his inside, so bit of patience never hurt anyone. Baza is showing that patience on the back of Pete Knighton as well as Tony. You said he was looking like he was struggling, let's say,
was
which is what they might be running. That also might not help with their traction, because obviously, again, there's less downforce naturally when you're running no wings.
And I'm aware of the damage on his car, but he did appear to be carrying a bit more wing, like last season, with his good results, including the race win at Monza. He just seems to like this newer era of game. And it's good to see Bazza running well inside the top 10 here in Jackocar.
Oh no, we're saying this, but we're about to have the somewhat demoralising sight of him being absolutely torn to shreds here, aren't we? By Tony, who needs this pass to be made quickly, because he's going for the undercut here on the guys around him.
So well in turn 12.
We saw in Miami just how good the undercut was. So, look out for. Someone always ends up speeding into the pit lane. The two Bens are into the pits as well, so that promotes Gareth Hall up to second place, and it should promote Tony up into that next second place, because he did do the undercut and he is there. And there you go, that's what I'm saying. Someone has to do it. It's okay to get his speeds into the pit lane.
Ahead of Jake.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I have a feeling Jake, if he can just stay composed, he should be able to DRS his way past. But the thing is, Tony's going to catch Gareth on this lap.
Oh, in the wall!
Oh.
Jake forgot to brake and then forgot to turn his wheel. And he's just lost a load of time to Tony. He went straight into the wall.
And he's lost his end plate. So fresh out of the pits, new set of tyres, and that's going to be a long oh, he's lost. Well, how has he not lost more there? He smashed into the wall. Oh, Jake, that's a bit of head loss, perhaps. Just needs to sort of chill out. The race isn't over yet. But he's slow, isn't he? He's not enjoying this already.
As well.
I do apologise, by the way, if some of the cars are juttering about on the stream. I am really quite worried that my internet's about to die on me, but I'm hoping it'll stick around as we have a yellow flag for Wes. Is this? No. Who was the yellow flag? Might not have been anyone. No, it is Wes. He's got a rear left puncture. Now, if this decides to go bang at any point, which it does, he might hit the wall. We were watching it, you saw it blow up live, but he's not hit the wall hard enough to DNF, which is what I was worried might happen through this section as Yuri comes through. Now, is this Wes picking up debris off of Jake O'Sullivan, perhaps, I wonder, but, well, it's not anything for Jake to worry about yet. I mean, I'm sure he'll try and get the blame for it, but, anyway, that's going to be a long way back to the pits for Wes. The leaders may even catch up to him if he really struggles. That leader being Casper Klein at the minute by 3 seconds. He made his pit stop. I think Tony being behind Gareth may not have helped him as much as I thought it might, because he would have got the DRS, but I don't know if he was held up. I just think Casper's looking comfortable anyway, to be honest with you. I don't know what strategy you could do to stop him at this pace.
He's having the race he wanted 2 years ago, isn't he? Ways has spun again, this time on the straight, Owen.
This is it. I think the leaders are going to catch him. They aren't. Well, they are. There's no two ways about it. Let's ride on board with Casper. This would sum up this race if these end up into the back of Wes here. They'll know he's there, but it's just about whether his car will sort of do its own thing here. He's running in 6th gear. Shouldn't spin from 6th gear. He's running it on low enough revs that it's pretty much just freewheeling it. And that is keeping him on the straight now. But there is 2 side-by-side cars behind. And that's Ben Shaw getting past Bazza. And I mean,
Jake getting passed by Gareth.
I think he was already ahead of him, wasn't he? Maybe Jake was trying to overtake him but didn't quite manage it. But I'm pretty sure Jake was still
at the wrong time.
I think Jake was still catching him. Both wounded cars at the minute. And Jake is losing. He's already 5 seconds behind Tony. He was right. He was right behind him a moment ago.
I'm surprised he didn't plough into the back of Gareth there. Would have been true to form for Jake O'Sullivan. This was once a 3-time champion, would you believe?
Look,
having a very good night of it.
State of Wes's car here. I'm really impressed. No one's hit him. To be honest. And he's going to get to the pits. He might just about stay 1 lap down, which I know doesn't sound like a good result, but when you've got a rear puncture on this game, you have to go so slow. It's unbelievable. It's so unrealistic, I think. And yet he still manages to speed. Well, you know what? Fair enough. I don't even blame him for that. I mean, it's illegal, but don't blame him. Because that is a race ruiner. I think in real life, if you get a rear puncture like that, you can go a little bit faster than what he was going. But anyway, he's out of the race. Corey, just sort of stuck on the back of Leroy here, just updating where he is. It's not going well.
Nope. I was going to mention to you about Tony eating into Casper's lead.
He is
during
indeed,
the whole Waze escapade. But yeah, Corey Dalton. How many race wins has he got, Owen? As I try and find the stat. 17. Can he get past four-time race winner Leroy Hanselager? It looks like he can. Of course, Leroy, another damaged car, so no excuse for being passed on a straight. In fact, here he comes again. DRS open, and straight back through on Corey Dalton.
Oh.
And Corey's got the inside.
No, sorry, I ended up cutting out that battle because we had Mike into the wall, and then Pete also into the wall in sympathy. And somehow, wheels are still on cars here. I cannot believe it. Yes, I was hoping that would be a safety car. I'm not even going to try it, because I had safety car written all over it, that did. And somehow, Pete has escaped with the entire right-hand side of his front wing missing. That is going to be absolutely undrivable, unfortunately, for him. So good luck, basically. He'll get caught quite quickly here by Baza and by Schmickles himself.
I was just going to say, he's about to be overtaken, but good race so far from Ben Harrett. Just keeping it on the track seems to be the key. On out from the back of the grid. Up what will be 11 positions very soon.
He'll get DRS. He should be a long way ahead by the end of this. He's turned off the ERS. He's used what he needs to. And he's turned it back on, actually. I think he needs a bit more. Even though he's got the DRS, he wants to make sure he has this for absolute sure. And Ben Harris not letting him have it easy. But eventually he has to let him go. And that's Arnold into 5th.
And after all the issues, we have a very familiar top 5. Ben Harrett, the best of the rest. Sullivan Lewis in his own sort of race, still up there, isn't he? Still in the top 10, fighting away. He may not be the fastest driver in the league, but if he comes to the playoffs and he can find some consistency, it only takes those big boys to come together. And when we get to elimination races every other week, actually no, every week they are, aren't they? He could go deep into this. Could very well be a contender for Championship 5.
We saw Corey there getting past Schmickles a moment ago, and that was a very good side-by-side fight, all the way through the final corner, all the way through turn 1. They did very well there to keep it all on the island. And Corey... Oh, Schmickles is off into Narnia, okay. Yeah, Corey, he's quietly making a bit of a comeback now. He might struggle to get hard and maybe risky, but he's doing alright so far. Look at that, that's up the inside from Baza. Oh, that could have been fireworks. But he's got a very damaged car in front of him, so he needs to, well, I'm sure, I suppose it's hard to tell, but he'll know he has to get past, because you can see he's got his ER teammate behind him. So actually he might well just let him go, to be honest, but he'll maybe drag him past Pete Knighton, who almost certainly is going to get passed by 2 cars at once here. There's the first. The detection point. I think Pete actually gets the DRS. He does. Oh dear. That's not worked out at all. Oh my goodness!
Corey to the wall!
Well, he's got them both, but my goodness, he made it look very difficult. And Baza, I say that, Baza. Where's he?
No.
Where's he gone? Oh, he's just not. Yeah, my camera just completely missed where he was going, and that's why he wasn't even close to making the corner. Oh dear.
Oh wow.
That's just not at all how I thought that was going to go. Oh, Baza.
I thought Corey was losing a wheel or two then, but somehow kept it on, and he's ended up P8.
A beneficiary of that is...
Like you,
OKK? We watching OKK?
Yeah. OKK on the back of Leroy.
Let's say very much a beneficiary of that incident, because and of Gareth Hall going straight on the last lap as well, because he's making the overtake for P10. And he's had a quiet race, but he's... Oh, for God's sake. And he'll continue to have one. Well, Yuri's been off again, by the way. He's just about made it back to the pits. He's had a very difficult lap.
Just have a look. Simulation standard, collisions on. I'm just making sure we've got like safety car on and damage, and we do.
Of course we have damage on. The whole grid's had damage.
Wow.
Just not enough damage.
To lose wheels, yeah, this is it. By the way, Tony has dropped off 5 seconds from the back of Casper and got a penalty.
I'd suspect that's more Casper just
up.
picking the pace up rather than Jake losing out, because he's not lost much to Jake.
I mean, Tony was 1.6 seconds behind. It's now 8 seconds.
It's a 2...
and there is damage on that car.
Oh, is there? Okay. So I suppose that equalises him with Jake then, who's got Yuri on the back of him. I'm sure that'll be a comforting sight. He'll be faster than him as well. So he'll need to work out what he wants to do here against the lapped car. A lapped car that does keep finding the wall, it has to be said, but he will have DRS, and we know Yuri's not afraid to go for anything. We'll ride on board as he nearly goes into the wall, actually. Yeah, that'll drop him outside. That'll drop him outside DRS, and well, that's threat neutralised for now, because actually, I think Tony's in a bit of trouble. You know, it's a good spot this from you. I think he's lost a quite massive chunk of the. It's not actually a small amount, is it? He's lost the whole right-hand side. He can pit on this lap. The pit window is open. If I'm him, I'm taking it. Yeah. Because this is catastrophic damage. Into the pits he comes, lap 13, and locking up as he goes. He's going to be careful here to not go over the speed limit, and it might have to be another set of the hards here. It is. So that's not ideal. I think he'd rather be going on to mediums right now. That's certainly what Casper and Jake and Ben Shaw and everyone really is going to want to do. And is this another good result for Tony this season that's going to go begging?
Yeah, of course, he missed 2 races, didn't he, early on? Where is his finishes? He's down in 8th in the standings, missed both Britain races, but he was P5, P5, and P3, so it's not like he's finished bad, but he could have definitely finished better.
Watching Jake again, and he's got...
Ben Shaw sideways.
He's got Yuri on the back of him again, and he's got Yuri within DRS again. Will Yuri get the good run he needs this time? Yes, he will, so I think Jake's going to have to defend, and he's doing so because he's using the ERS. Is Yuri Haslager going to go for the move?
Ben Shaw can see this, by the way.
He can indeed. He's still 4.5 seconds off, but I mean, it's a speed team, mate. He could very much do with a favour, but he's not going to go for the move yet. Jake may well see this and pit, but will he want to pit for more hards, or will he have to just stick this out for the mediums? I think the answer is stick it out for mediums, and that's what everyone else appears to be doing at the moment. Where actually is Tony then? He's in no man's land, so he'll be able to sort of build up his pace there under no pressure at least. But yeah. We've seen a good undercut from him before in this race, and he was already ahead. Jake may have to fix his front wing anyway, so maybe this isn't the end of the world for him, but I just worry that the tyre compound itself is going to be the problem rather than a long pit stop. Here's Risky on the back of Mike Kelterborn, the only driver on softs at the moment, being overtaken by one of the many drivers on the hards, and that's for P11 on the road.
Just feels like Casper has this one. Casper has this one wrapped up. I went on board with him and he was sideways in turn 12, but gets away with it. Extends his lead a little bit more. 14 seconds to Jake O'Sullivan.
Will he be looking at the record?
Right on him.
I think he'll be looking at the record here.
The record is 34.7 seconds.
Genuinely, look at this. I mean, Yuri's overtaking Jake now. Jake has no pace whatsoever at the moment.
That is true. By the way, third biggest win ever is 26.2 seconds.
By Casper,
Matthew
probably.
Redmore. No, Matthew Redmore against Gareth Hall in Season 5. France, the very first super speedway we did.
Where does Casper pop up on the list? Because he had a big Monaco win, didn't he, at one point?
Not that big. He is, however, the leader of the smallest winning margin. Azerbaijan Season 9, 0.003 to Jake O'Sullivan.
And it's a new front win for Jake O'Sullivan, so that is going to help Casper's gap. And again, it's a set of the hards that he's putting on. I don't think you want to be on the hards for this stint. I think Casper will almost certainly be putting the mediums on. So, yeah, seriously, we'll keep keeping an eye on Casper's gap. That's all looking potentially quite good for him, I think.
It opens the door for Mr. Shaw as well to put on a better tyre. He's in the wall. Better tyre than the hard.
Not hard enough to do
fast.
damage. Jesus, Ben, don't make things worse. Arnold might be able to benefit here as well, by the way. He's only 6 seconds behind Ben Shaw, but I mean, he's only 6 ahead of Tony, actually, isn't he? I don't know. I don't know if Arnold can do much more, but he's not got front wing damage. That'll help him. I mean, he doesn't have to worry about an early pit stop. He can get these tyres a couple more laps. I mean, he's done
to lose.
Yeah, he can do anything he wants, really, can Casper. Arnold, I'm looking at his tyres, 12 laps long, so Casper could, in theory, do 4 more laps and still be good. May even go for a set of the sauce at the end, really go for it. But
why not?
I think he can do whatever he fancies at the minute. I mean, Mike Kelterborn's out there in 6-up-old sauce. They don't look to have fallen off too badly yet. And he's got ahead of him Risky, Corey, and okay, that could be interesting.
Yeah, Baz has found himself back in 8th, but I think that might be a pit cycle because of that. He was well deep into turn 13, you may recall.
No, Ben Shaw.
Up the road in 7th.
Ben Shaw on a new set of the mediums. Tony's already ahead, so actually second place looks pretty good for Tony still, which is encouraging. But here is Jake O'Sullivan, and he's only just ahead of Ben Shaw. Now, I think we're going to see no DRS for either driver. They were practically level on the DRS detection point. When that happens, the game just doesn't give it to anyone. But I think Ben, he should be able to take advantage here. He's not been on the podium this season yet, has he?
No. So once he gets those mediums fired up, he is going to be sniffing around for one. His best result so far is... Oh, sorry, he has had a podium, but a P3. No, I'm looking at Sullivan Lewis. He had a P4 last week. No, on Tuesday in Miami. Ben Shaw's season has been P6, did not start, P6, P6, and then P5, my correction, for Miami.
So he has actually been very consistent, yeah. Just not at the ultimate pace, but he's going to be on the podium today, assuming things don't go wrong. Casper is in the pits now, and Ben Shaw is up to 3rd place, and it's going to be a new set of mediums for Casper. He'll come out of the pits a long way ahead. So let's see what sort of pace he's going to have towards the end of the race. He's got about
Jake pushing Ben Shaw.
Oh, they're still side by side. They are.
Yeah.
Oh, this would be
very Jackocar.
Oh, I'm tell you what, Ben Shaw, he lifted off the throttle there in the final corner. He wasn't sure what was going to happen there.
Jake O'Sullivan pushing him all the way down to that final turn as well. Fantastic stuff. Proper NASCAR style drafting. And Ben's got to do it all over again. These two used to fight for race wins. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's properly spooked him, hasn't it? Because he's dropped a long way off the pace. And
what? That's your game just...
Yes, there he is. He's ahead now. And on my game, he fell behind him. But now it's just, he's been put back ahead.
Yeah, so I just wonder if we were watching like 110% Jake O'Sullivan then, like the game took control of him.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I was going to say that was quite an exciting battle, wasn't it? But maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe nothing happened.
Your stream definitely caught what I saw, yeah?
Yeah, well, I was commenting on it, so
Yeah.
so yeah, yeah,
How odd.
very bizarre. At least he's not jumped a lap ahead.
No.
Look on the plus
Watch out
side.
for that, by the way.
I was going to say, if they actually do fancy continuing this fight, Arnold just the 5 seconds off them. He's on mediums. Should be, in theory, a lot quicker than these two, based on what we've seen so far this season and so far this week. So, Arnold, he's got 6 laps to do it, hasn't he? So, let's see how Arnold gets on in the closing stages. A podium from last on the grid with no safety cars would be pretty impressive, considering he was one of the many drivers, it has to be said, but still one of the drivers that picked up damage in turn 1, and he has a new fastest lap, but I'm sure that'll get beaten by Casper at some point, probably on this lap. He's already half a second quicker than his best lap in this first sector alone. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Worst finish this season come in Monaco when he finished P4. So he's currently eyeing up P5 being his worst result. Not a bad start to retaining a championship, and especially when you don't know what track it's going to be.
That P4 came as he was sacrificing himself to let Corey win in Monaco as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so he was he was on to win that race before he had issues with back markers, I believe. So he's been on champion's form, and we saw Jake there get, or at least I hope he did. I don't know what to believe now in this fight, but I'm pretty sure we saw Jake overtaking Ben Shaw again, which isn't the smartest thing to do in the world, because now Ben Shaw's going to get straight back past, unless they're going to be DRS training each other to help defend from R9. If they get DRS, don't fight each other and just swap places every zone. That might make them a little bit faster than R9, who obviously doesn't get any DRS whatsoever, as Casper does retake that fastest lap.
Arnold has found a whole second now in that lap since we spoke about it. So he's doing enough to be there at the end. And as much as Shaw and O'Sullivan might be helping each other, Shaw is the one who will desperately want that podium. Yellow flags.
That's
wing damage everywhere.
I tell you what, Ben Shaw ran directly over that front wing, and I'm very surprised he's not picked up a puncture for it. Jake O'Sullivan.
Who is it, Yuri?
Yeah, of course it's Yuri. He's had a very difficult day, hasn't he? But yeah, I'm very surprised no punctures were picked up there. We saw it with Wace earlier. They're easy to pick up. So this fight will continue then as a result of that. I wonder if Arnold might catch Yuri at the right point here to get DRS. He's about 2 seconds behind him at the moment. This is all flat out here. Oh, he's spun. Okay, we'll ignore that then.
That answers that one.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Just to save Yuri from his embarrassment, you were talking about champions form as we ride on board of Arnold de Grief. Keep in mind, 11 seasons of this, the Cup Series, and the Kia Series as well, all 8 seasons of that, we have never had a back-to-back champion.
And that is remarkable, actually, that, isn't it?
Yeah. It was kind of like a thing, like after 4, 5, 6 seasons, like, oh, no one's retained a title ever. You know, and you're always going to think at some point that's going to end. But here we are, 20 seasons deep, and nobody has ever retained a Jackocar title.
Is Ben Shaw going to retain 3rd place? He's just sort of sat where he is. Do you know what? I'm actually surprised he's not been able to catch Tony at all. What's Tony's penalty? It's only 3 seconds. I mean, if these guys can get a move on, I tell you what, if Arnold could even get a move on, even 2nd place could be on the line for him here, because these two are still doing their swapping, which is why I'm surprised they're not catching Tony. I mean, especially seeing that Ben Shaw's on a better tyre that's also newer. So, risky speed into the pit lane, nice. So yeah, I'm surprised actually Tony's sort of able to get away with this, being sat here on the oldest tyres of the top 7, and the hardest, and no one's really catching him. Oh, he nearly hit the wall there though, he's giving it some. That's probably why. Oh, and Ben as well's giving it, sorry.
It's alright, I'll try it for a 3rd time. Meanwhile, Casper has led all 20 laps so far, getting closer to the third biggest race win ever in Jackocar, or the Cup Series, but still quite a way off of that. I don't see him as a threat for it yet. He's got 10 seconds to go. Yellow flags, Pete in the wall, you're in the wall.
Just so we're not getting confused here, because I know you might have been a slip. We're on lap 22 now, aren't we? Definitely.
Yep.
Good.
Yep, on my screen.
Good. So we definitely don't have that to worry about either. I'm sort of questioning everything at the minute. So that does mean that Arnold still actually has 4 laps left to close this gap. And Jake and Ben, well, they actually have closed about a second on Tony on the last lap. As Ben nearly puts it into the wall. How has he not spun that car around? Oh, I can't believe that. That's more good news for Arnold, because that was a big moment through there. He kept his DRS on Jake, but Jake is sort of getting away from him now as a result of it. He's got more DRS as well, and he's done well here as Jake to hold on here to a third place. I didn't think he was really in with a shite of Baza speeding. No, that's nice. Gareth Holt up into P9. He's on some softs to finish this race. He's battling with P9, and that's now a battle with P8. They're a long way detached from Corey, who's a long way detached from Ben, who's a long way detached from Arnold. So yeah, plenty of field spread, which we did worry about.
Good recovery from Corey, it must be said, back up to P7.
Yeah, he's done well.
He just like Arnold.
He had a 10-second penalty as well for all the collisions at the start as well, because that turn 1 accident continued as well, didn't it, into turn 2 and 3. So yeah, and that's where he picked up the penalty. The first part of it was very much Jake's fault, but possibly Corey's fault afterwards for what happened to the rest of the field. But it was all started by Jake, so it was his fault, and yes, that is Ben Shaw picked up a penalty.
And he's going to get a podium out of it as well.
Yeah, he may even get second place out of it. I fear that we've just watched Ben Shaw. We were on board coming through this corner here when he had his first big moment. I think that was the moment his tires hit the cliff, because he's dropped off the pace entirely. He's now got a penalty. He's finishing 5th as it stands. Arnold, he might also be about to hit the cliff, if not already hitting it. So yeah, Jake, he's doing well on those hards. I worried they may not be the best tyre to be on, but Jake, he's proven me wrong, and he's now closing down Tony. That's a white car this time. That's KK, who's not been off too many times today, but he has been at turn 12 on this lap.
Yeah, you have to credit OKK. The races this season where he's not run so well, he has finished them. No DNFs for Michael, who I think has the second most DNFs of all time. I will tell you that record. Michael OKK, seasons 1 to 11, he has had a total of 52 DNFs. Owen, do you know who has the most all time?
Pete?
Correct, 61.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? Oh, Bowser's...
Oh, Bazza in the wall!
The thing with this is that I suppose that they're doing very well here, the drivers, of not committing to the corner when they've broken too late, which you don't see too often, actually, although Baz is now making an absolute meal of getting out of this. Have you never done a 3-point turn, mate? There you go. Oh, that's Leroy.
No!
he looked closer than he was.
He did.
But yeah, what the drivers are doing is when they know they're going to hit the wall, they're simply just not hitting it. Now, has Bazard done his rear wing in there? Because he did tap the wall with it when he was doing that 3-point turn, and I did mention if you do your rear wing in, you're in some serious trouble, and I think he has. Oh dear.
Let's Leroy go. Had a penalty anyway, did Bazard.
I'm just waiting to see that car go spinning now, but we'll see it when he hits the brakes. Oh.
Casper is 6 seconds away from that, or getting onto the leaderboard. It won't challenge Johannes's 35-second win over Kieran Spears last season. But into the chicane for the penultimate time for the young Finn driver. Casper, who last won this time last week, 2 races ago, and now eyeing up race win number 15. It's 1 to go in Las Vegas. It's been a whitewash. I can't remember the last time that a driver led every single lap, and with 1 lap to go, you really can't see Casper putting a foot wrong, can you? He leads by 18 seconds, plus the penalty that Tony accommodates. Jake O'Sullivan inside that window finally, and Arnaud P4 over Ben Shaw with a penalty. But it really has been the perfect day. The only thing he didn't get was pole position, and he won't mind. It will be another 3 playoff points coming towards
he'll
Casper.
he'll mind, because I don't know how many times.
He'll want that pole.
You know, forget leading all the laps. When have you ever seen a Jackocar Grand Slam or Grand Chelem, whatever people want to call it? Because he's got the fastest lap as well. So he's led all the laps. He's had the fastest lap. If he'd only got in pole position, this would have been a Jackocar Grand Slam.
Well, last week, Silverstone, he didn't quite lead all the laps. I think he led 18 of them, something like that.
Especially with how the stage systems worked over the years, people probably would never have managed it.
No. I don't believe we've ever seen anyone ever lead every single lap. Maybe once, maybe twice. But I can guarantee you, unless he does what he did in Season 8, we will hold off for this chicane before I finish that sentence.
He's crawling.
He knows. He knows. I can guarantee you, we've definitely seen it at least once, Senno and Wyatt. Casper Klein, bring us home.
He's taking it easy for the first time today, is Casper Klein. He's been absolutely on top of the field, hasn't he? He's taken that Season 8 defeat and very much redeemed it there by winning this race by what will end up being 20 seconds or so ahead of Tony, his best result of the season so far. And Jake, well, he got to within 3 seconds, so he'll beat him. It's still a best result though for Tony, with that P3. Arnaud, good recovery from last to end up in 4th, and it's Ben Shaw. Well, he's fifth again, isn't he? So, like we say, Mr. Consistent at the minute. I don't think he'll be particularly pleased with that though from pole position. Ben Harrett, he's all on his lonesome. Oh, and Corey's crashed. Corey's crashed, so I think he'll still get home in P7, but God, he's made it difficult for himself then.
Yeah, Gareth has a penalty behind, so I think Corey's safe there with that recovery drive for 2P7. Not his day.
Glad he's got that win, isn't he? Doesn't have to worry about these results not being the best. I'm pretty sure is this Gareth's best result of the season, P8?
Let me quickly confirm for you. Yes, it is.
And then we've got Pete and Mike Kelterborn to complete the top 10. Everyone from 11th down, I think, was lapped. And that's it. That's hopefully that's the bad race of the season out of the way. There's no point trying to pretend that wasn't a bad race, is there? It ruined at turn 1, sadly. I mean, what can you do apart from kick Jake O'Sullivan out of the league? We could do that.
I'd like to, but he won't let me.
Wonder who's going to have a go at him. Oh no, Corey's calling MK Bourne a brain dead meathead. It was those two that came together after the initial incident, it has to be said. So yeah, okay, well,
a brain dead meathead. That's a good one.
It's a good one.
That. There's your order then. Casper Klein wins. Race win 15 all time. Then Jake O'Sullivan, Tony Kirkpatrick, Arnaud from the back of the grid, P4. Ben Shaw in the top 5 once again. His namesake, P6. Corey 7th. Gareth Hall in 8th. Pete Knighton, the meathead from Germany, in P10. Sullivan Lewis outside of the top 10 for the first time since round 1. And then Leroy, welcome back. He's 12th. Baza, OKK, and Yuri are the finishers, and then the retiring Mr. Waze Cuba. He would have had 1 point had he finished there. But yeah, that is it. Job done. Nice and easy. Could have done with a safety car, but you know what? I still think Casper would have won it.
You know, Ben's not won the race when he's gone straight into the chat and posted the Season 8 pictures again.
Is that the Merry Christmas one?
Yep.
Oh dear.
And Baza does confirm in the chat there as well that he did have rear wing damage. It did look like he picked it up, and it did look like the car was already undrivable the second he got out of that cul-de-sac that he sort of parked in. So, yeah, that could have been a safety car right there, but it wasn't. once again we've avoided the safety car. Because they've all had the sense to not just drive into the wall when they realise they're not making the corner. Also, that makes things less interesting for us, but I mean, oh well. When it's an open championship, you can't really afford to be just sticking it in the wall, I suppose. And that's potentially, championship thinking there from these guys. But as usual, can't tell you where we are next week. Is it still the Tuesday and Thursday deal next week?
Maybe.
Good answer.
Yeah. Would you like me to double check that?
I would, yes.
Will. I'll go into my own personal calendar just for you, Mr. Wyatt. It is the 2nd of October today.
That is today, yes.
Which means we're back on the 7th, which is Tuesday, and then the 9th, which is Thursday.
And then after that, it'll be 2 races on the same night, won't it? On what, that will be the 16th then?
Correct. And that'll be 35% races, possibly with short qualifying. One shot qualifying. And then we're into the playoffs. End of October. We'll be doing it for real.
So, not too far away then. We will see you on Tuesday. And, hopefully we'll have some safety cars. You never know. They must still be in the game somewhere. And enjoy the rest of your week. See you on Tuesday. Safe travels.